see, she went behind those doors and signed her life away.
Oh, that's that's so terrifying. Hello everyone, welcome back to Sea of Entertainment. My name's Casper Fox. Look at all these cool titles that my editor has given me. That's who I am. Literally, number 3 is very true. Oh, he's gonna put something stupid there. Yeah, boy. Anyway, we are back with another episode of Hadestown. Last time we checked out Our Lady of the Underground, which gave Persephone some character depth as an alcoholic. There's more nuance to it, but yeah, it was a fantastic animatic. I forgot to say who did the animatic, but I still put it in the description. And of course, today we are going to do Hadestown Original Broadway cast, Way Down, Hadestown number 2, or Reprise, and of course Flowers, which is really nice. We're gonna get straight into that, but before that, I want to say thank you so much for supporting me and thank you so much for watching. Please check if you are subscribed, if you've liked the video. If you're in the premiere right now, please check if you've liked the video. Leave a comment about who your favorite underworld deity is. And yeah, I don't want to yap too much. I want to get straight into it. So we're doing 2 videos in one this time. And of course, on Patreon, you can see these way earlier. I'm recording this on the 20th of November. This is probably like well into December when this is released. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic Christmas if you celebrate. If not, then I hope it's not too cold. Maybe it is. Maybe you like snow. I don't know. We're going to get straight into the video right now. Just piano. Interesting.
Deal assigned? Yes. About time. Get on the line.
Oh.
I did what I had to do.
That's what they did too.
Now in Hadestown, there were a lot of souls.
Keep your head low. Okay, so we have now in Hadestown, like this is the Road to Hades motif, and then this is the Why We Build the Wall motif.
Oh, you gotta keep your head.
See, they kept their heads down low.
If you wanna keep your head.
Couldn't quite see their faces right, but you could hear them singing.
Oh, keep your head.
Swinging their hammers in the cold hard ground. You can hear the sound of the pickaxe.
Interesting. So it's just keep your head, like stay alive, not keep your head low. Keep your head. If you want to keep your head, if you want to keep your head, you keep your head low.
If you wanna keep your
And they
head.
called it freedom.
I'm Eurydice. Doesn't anybody hear me?
They can hear, but they don't care. No one has a name down here.
Oh.
Mr. Hades set you free to work yourself into the ground. Free to spend eternity in the factory and the warehouse where the whistles scream and foreman shout. And you're punching in, and punching in, and you can't punch out.
Is this a metaphor for capitalism? It kind of seems like it, like with how they're portraying it here.
And you way down,
Not to get political.
Sorry, ecco.
way down,
Ooh.
way down, Hadestown, way down under the ground.
Fire.
Why won't anybody look at me?
They can look, but they don't see. You see, that's easier that way. Your eyes will look like that someday.
Oh,
Down in the river of oblivion, you kissed your little life goodbye. And Hades laid his hands on you and gave you everlasting life. And everlasting overtime in the mind, the men, the machinery.
So this, I think this definitely is a metaphor for capitalism, because obviously you have to make money, you have to work to obviously labor, else you can't eat, you can't have house, flat, whatever, right? So in that sense, you're set free, which that like you get your money to spend on whatever you'd like, but in the end, you are bound to whatever job you're doing. I'm very, very fortunate to be a content creator, so I don't feel the same way, obviously. So I'm a little bit hypocritical when I speak. Like I'm very, 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 very fortunate, very lucky to be able to do something that I love doing. But here it seems like a metaphor for people who like are down on their luck and they get a job that they despise, but they have to live. You know, I like that. I might be reading way too much into it. Let me know if that's not the case.
Your place on the assembly line replaces all your memories.
Oh my God.
Hades down, way down, Hades down, way down, Hades down, way down under the ground.
So you have the souls of the underworld as a background ensemble here, and you have the fates harmonizing, which I really love.
What do you mean I'll look like that?
That's what it looks like to forget.
Forget what?
Who you are. everything that came before.
I have to go.
Go where?
Go back.
Oh, and where is that?
So, what was your name again? You've already forgotten.
She already. No.
You see, it's like I said before. A lot can happen behind closed doors. Eurydice was a hungry young girl, but she wasn't hungry anymore. What she was instead was dead.
Fire.
Dead to the world anyway. You see, she went behind those doors and signed her life away.
Oh, that's that's so terrifying. So Eurydice has forgotten her name.
My name? Yes, your name.
And obviously, so I love how we're seeing this as a different perspective because it seemed like, for some reason, in Hadestown, it seems way more that Hades is responsible for Eurydice dying and for Eurydice now being bound to here. Whereas that is a very common misconception. I don't have to tell you guys, you obviously know, is that Hades is a bad guy. He's not. He's like one of the more chill Olympians, right? And I must admit, personally, how I'm perceiving this is that Hadestown is trying to paint an agenda that Hades is the bad guy in this. Like, I know we've talked about antagonist and villain and stuff like that, but even calling him an antagonist, because from the stories that I've heard about Orpheus and Eurydice, again, in Greek mythology, there is no factual there's no facet. Like, you can't look to, like, a book and be like, oh, this is factual and what happened, because we don't know. No one was there. And if you're saying, like, no, I know, no, you don't. You have a general understanding of Greek mythology, but there is no way to, like, look up anything and be like, that is correct. There's a general understanding. Like, for example, if you make Zeus the god of the ocean, you're probably going to raise a few eyebrows because it is the general understanding in most text that Zeus is the god of thunder. That is something like the closest we can get to factual. But then, for example, you have these general understandings that Zeus was a scumbag who forced himself on women. Again, that is what happens in most stories. But for example, you have very different text. For example, in the hymn to Demeter, you have that Hades actually did like with Persephone kicking and screaming, took her away. Where you have other stories and other stories that have been then told mouth to mouth and then written down in newer times. You have that Persephone actually went willingly. There's a lot of like ways you can perceive these stories. And here, I don't personally like that they have painted Hades as the bad guy, because Eurydice died of something out of his control. But here they made it seem like that he went up from the underworld to cut a deal with her, right? I don't know if I'm understanding it right. Feel free to correct me. Well, please be nice about it, but correct me in the comment section if you want to. It seems like to me they're painting Hades in a bad light, which is such like it's such a common thing just because he is the god of the underworld, and because of modern Christianity, where the devil is always seen as something bad and something that you take your distance from, and the devil is seen as the god of death or whatever, right? Or the Antichrist in hell, whereas you have Hades, who is literally just, he's the king of the underworld, he rules the souls, but he's not a bad guy in a sense, right? So yeah, it's a debate that I've been seeing a lot of like 50-50 on, and most of the time people are stupid idiots who can't keep like a tone, because you should be able to have a debate, like talk to someone across from you, be like, I think this and that, I respect your opinion, and then be able to have a conversation about it, because as I said, I don't fucking know, you don't fucking know, no one fucking knows. Like, we have to go back, like let's travel back in time 4,000 years to see if this was actually what happened, or if it even happened, we don't know. Cool, ran over.
Saw that wheel up in the sky, heard the big bell tolling. A lot of souls
nice.
have gotta die to keep the rust bell rolling.
Nice.
A lot of spirits gotta break to make the underworld go round.
So
Way down.
So is this indicating that Hades is actively going up and making a mess on Earth? Like, is the seasons his fault? Is that why he's killing more people to make everything work?
The underworld go round. Way down. Hades down.
Oh yeah.
Way down under the
Oh, that's an interesting little harmony at the end there. Have you guys ever heard the thanks logo? Kind of sounds like that. So instead of going ground, it just goes into like what seemingly seems to be like a random harmony at the end there. But if you ever heard like big jazz bands, they will have this like where they just kind of like just falls, right? It's a very common thing to have in jazz. So very nice, like that. Okay, so we get a little bit more understanding of how the underworld works. I'm getting the feeling that Hadestown is trying to tell us that it's Hades' fault that everyone's dying and he is the bad guy. Or at least an antagonist. So, I don't know. That's how I perceive the story. Maybe there is, like, what is, like, have they told us what they push? How do you guys understand it, rather? Because I'm also under the belief that you can understand stories in different ways. So let me know how you guys perceive it. Let's move on to the next one, Flowers. It's probably just going to play right into it. Now... So this is an animatic Flowers, okay. Is this GIGI? Oh my god, what are you doing here? GIGI, you've done so much, man. Wonderful to see GIGI. Okay, let's see GIGI Flowers. And that's Eurydice, I assume? We built this world to keep us free. Propaganda.
What I wanted was to fall asleep, close my eyes and disappear.
Oh.
Like a paddle on a stream, a feather on the air.
That's a fantastic visual. So she's the songbird, right? She wanted to be free, but then the visual here shows her in a cage with Hades' symbol on top. That's wonderful. Well done, GIGI.
Lily white and poppy red, I trembled when he laid me out. You won't feel a thing, he said, when you go down. Nothing gonna wake you.
Oh. So that is her dying, taking the train. He closes her eyes forever. That's fire. I love that. And I'm not going to mention Epic the Musical. I'm just saying, GIGI, this is the same effect you used for Odysseus' monster. Look at that. Like the same little... That's so cool. And this is what she's going to look like with her eyes and like what the fates were talking about in the previous one. Okay, so I'm sensing some regret here from poor old Eurydice. And again, this is interesting because this is a take on the story that Eurydice and Hades made a deal. Like, she chose to die, it almost seems like, from what I'm understanding here, rather than her actually dying out of... you know, the vipers biting her and killing her. So this seems like a choice that she's now regretting. Interesting.
Dreams are sweet until they're not. Men are kind until they aren't.
Okay.
Flowers bloom until they rot and fall apart. Is anybody listening? I open my mouth and nothing comes out.
So it does seem like she's real. So this whole metaphor for like is like that the deal initially seemed like great, that she can fall asleep forever and not have to worry about like starving to death or like all this trouble that was troubling her when she was up there with Orpheus. And now she's like, well, actually, compared to what I'm doing now, I actually had it pretty good. The grass is greener on the other side, you know?
Nothing can wake me now.
Wow. Gorgeous vocals. Oh my god, GIGI. I have never seen this style for you before. Oh my god. This is like fully colored.
Beneath my heels, walking in the sun, I remember someone
Orpheus.
by my side turned his face to mine, and then I turned away into the shade.
Because she chose, instead of staying with Orpheus, she chose to take the train to the underworld. Aw, poor Eurydice. You I feel bad. But also, maybe it's because he's getting closer to her. He's in the underworld right now looking for her, right? So I wonder, because in the myth of like in the tragedy of Orpheus and Eurydice, he plays for Persephone and Hades that then allows him like, you can go unless you like, just don't look back. So, but that was when it was not Hades' fault that she died, where it seems like they're pushing the agenda that this was Hades' fault. Or that's at least how I'm understanding it right now. So I wonder how that's going to play out. But yeah, maybe she's starting to remember because he's getting closer to her. And this is the flower from the art, right?
The one I left behind. If you ever walk this way, come and find me lying in the bed I
made, yeah. Because I think she's realizing her mistake by going and making a deal with Hades. Which then results in now that she's remembering someone. She can't remember Orpheus, but... Okay, interesting. So nothing comes out when she speaks, but all the minors were singing. So I'm having a little trouble understanding it, but I think I'm reading too much into it. Wonderful song, very flowy, fantastic vocals from Eurydice here. GIGI, always happy to see GIGI and her little Mimikyu here in the background. GIGI, thank you so much for sharing your animatic with me. I will be, of course, crediting GIGI. And, of course, I forgot to say it in the last session, but also a wonderful animatic. Back then, I got carried away in the story and the music. So thank you all so much for the animatic creators that allows us reaction YouTubers to actually use their content, obviously with credit. So please go support GIGI and all the animatic creators. We do link us, RNA. We do link in the description here. I want to say thank you so much to the patrons scrolling over here. You guys are making a massive difference in my life. You are literally keeping me afloat, and I'm so excited to share stories from Styx with you guys. In a second, there will be 2 boxes over here. One of them will be a video, one of them will be the playlist to the entirety of my Hadestown RNAs. If you click the video and watch it for like a minute, you actually tell YouTube that Sea of Entertainment is a channel worth pushing into cyberspace and actually helping me grow as a YouTuber. If you don't have the means for patrons, that is the #1 way to support me. You can also like the video, subscribe, and then in the comments, what do you think of this whole take I have about maybe Hadestown pushing an agenda that I disagree with personally? What is like all this, you know, I'd love to like talk to you guys, some of it in comments, but please keep it civil. Do remember that I am a person behind the screen, so if you wouldn't tell me to my face, then don't tell me in the comments, if that makes sense. Other than that, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.